Success isn't merely the result of talent or relentless hustle. It's rooted in the discipline of emotional mastery. Without it, even the most gifted individuals lose their edge the moment fear, doubt, or frustration take the wheel. Emotions carry great power, but left unchecked, they blur our thinking, strain our relationships, and lead us down paths of impulsive choices we often regret. The highest achievers are not cold or emotionless. They've simply learned how to feel fully without becoming slaves to those feelings. They pause instead of react. They remain clear and composed even when everything around them is falling apart. That's not weakness, that's power. That's not softness, it's strategy. It's how they stay grounded and focused when the pressure mounts. And that is the real path to sustainable success. In the next few moments, we'll explore the key shifts that set apart those who are led by their emotions from those who lead with them. You're going to learn how to stop reacting on impulse, how to build inner emotional strength, and how to stay grounded when chaos threatens to shake your world. Because here's the truth. The greatest key to personal success isn't found outside you. It lies in your ability to master what happens inside. Over and over again, history confirms this truth through stories of remarkable individuals who turned ordinary circumstances into extraordinary achievements, not by what they had, but by who they became. Take Abraham Lincoln, for example, a name that echoes with composure, wisdom, and leadership. He wasn't born into privilege. In fact, he knew hardship intimately. He endured personal tragedy, public ridicule, and crushing setbacks. Yet what set him apart was not just intellect or ambition, but the quiet strength with which he governed his emotional world. He once said, "Most folks are as happy as they make up their minds to be." That wasn't just a clever quote. It was the foundation of how he lived. His steady temperament, especially during the Civil War, one of the darkest chapters in American history, became his greatest weapon. Amid crisis, he didn't crumble. He responded with thoughtfulness, guiding a fractured nation not through rage or fear, but with composed courage. Lincoln's legacy is proof. Emotional mastery isn't just a leadership trait, it's a life principle. When you learn to control your emotions, you don't just survive storms, you command them. You move from chaos to clarity, from fear to focus, and from reaction to response. Think about it. How many doors have closed on you simply because anger got the best of you? How many relationships have suffered because fear or insecurity took control? How many dreams died in moments of doubt or panic? Decide now, right here, right now, to view your emotions not as enemies, but as energy sources. Think of them as internal fire. When wild, they can burn everything down, but when directed, they can light the path ahead. This is your invitation to take the reins. Emotional discipline is not denial, it's redirection. It's not about suppressing what you feel, but about guiding it towards something higher. Every time you choose calm over chaos, you build strength. Every moment you respond with patience instead of panic, you gain influence. Not just over your circumstances, but over yourself. Let today be the first step in that transformation. Start by watching yourself. Notice what triggers you. Don't just feel, investigate, ask why. Begin to shift from emotional reaction to emotional awareness. Hold your power in silence. Let your calm become your greatest authority. Because when you begin mastering your emotions, something extraordinary happens. You don't just manage your reactions, you change your entire reality. You unlock a level of clarity, strength, and influence that no external success can match. So if you're ready to unlock your potential, truly unlock it, start with the only thing you ever had full control over, your response. Define your goals clearly. Focus your emotional energy on them. Because when you don't know where you're going, your emotions scatter. But when you're rooted in purpose, they become fuel. The master key to greatness, to fulfillment, to lasting impact is already within you. Master your emotions, and you master your destiny. When your goals are vivid and compelling, your emotions shift from scattered impulses to powerful allies. They no longer pull you in conflicting directions. They begin to fuel your mission, guiding your every step toward meaningful success. Take Thomas Edison, a name forever linked with perseverance and innovation. Edison didn't light up the world by accident. He did it by chasing a crystal-clear objective: to create a reliable, practical electric light. The path was anything but easy. He encountered thousands of failures, but what carried him through wasn't luck. It was his unwavering clarity of purpose. That clarity became an emotional anchor, allowing him to stay grounded, resilient, and forward-focused. He once said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." That statement isn't just clever, it's a window into a powerful mindset. Each failure didn't crush him emotionally because his vision was stronger than any setback. His focus turned obstacles into fuel. Why does clarity and goals hold such emotional power? Because the human mind craves direction. Without it, your emotional energy reacts to every frustration, every distraction, every minor inconvenience. But when your goals are clearly defined, your mind locks onto them like a compass. Your emotional responses start aligning with your vision, pushing you forward instead of pulling you off course. Instead of being overwhelmed by every delay or tempted by every passing pleasure, your emotions begin to serve your ambition. They support your path, not sabotage it. So today I challenge you. Define exactly what it is you want. What is your version of Edison's light bulb? The one goal that, when achieved, would light up your world with meaning, pride, and fulfillment. Maybe it's building a thriving business. Maybe it's reaching financial independence. Maybe it's healing a relationship or unlocking a new level of personal growth. Whatever it is, clarity is non-negotiable. Write your goals down, not vaguely, but precisely. The act of writing crystallizes your commitment. Then take it further. Visualize those goals every day. Close your eyes and imagine the achievement vividly. See it, feel it, live it mentally before it becomes reality. Because when you do, your emotions begin to fall in line. Confidence grows, enthusiasm ignites, determination hardens. Your subconscious mind begins to work in the background, aligning your behaviors, habits, and decisions with your ultimate aim. That's the silent power of clarity. Remember this: vague dreams create vague results, but specific goals generate emotional firepower. Don't just say, "I want to be successful." Say, "I will become financially independent by 35, or I'll earn that promotion within 12 months. These are targets your emotions can chase relentlessly. The process is simple but transformative. Define, record, and visualize. Do this daily. It becomes a ritual that focuses your emotional energy, strengthens your consistency, and fuels your progress even when motivation dips or obstacles appear. Each clearly defined goal becomes a lighthouse in the storm, a fixed point that steadies your internal world, no matter how rough the seas become. Emotional mastery begins here, with the clarity of your desire. Just as Edison's single-minded focus made him resilient, your specific, compelling goals can turn your emotions into trusted allies. They become your internal force, accelerating your movement toward achievement, fulfillment, and greatness. Let's take another lesson, this time from Walt Disney. In the 1950s, he faced what most people would call impossible odds: financial failures, rejections, doubters everywhere. To the world, he was just a man with outlandish dreams. But to himself, he was a visionary guided by unshakable emotional strength. When Disneyland opened in 1955, it wasn't just a theme park. It was the result of resilience, emotional resilience. Disney transformed failure after failure into stepping stones. His journey didn't just teach the world to dream, it taught the power of enduring with spirit. Resilience isn't about avoiding pain, it's about how you respond to it. Emotional resilience means standing tall in the storm and saying, "This will make me stronger." Life will test you. It might be career failure, relationship pain, financial stress, or inner battles with fear and doubt. But in every challenge, you always have two options: collapse or rise. Let it break you or let it build you. Disney chose to grow. He said, "All the adversity I've had in my life has strengthened me." That wasn't a motto. It was a method. When others quit, he evolved. He learned. He advanced. That's how emotional resilience is built. Just like muscles. Through stress, through recovery, through repetition. You don't get stronger by avoiding weight. You get stronger by lifting it again and again. It all comes down to interpretation. Do you view challenges as punishment or as preparation? Do you see failure as defeat or feedback? Every tough moment you survive is a chance to forge a stronger, wiser version of yourself. Think of it like emotional weight training. Yes, it hurts. Yes, it stretches you, but it molds your strength. It sculpts your character. So today, make a bold, conscious decision. Respond to hardship with purpose. This doesn't mean ignoring your emotions. Feel the pain. Acknowledge the anger. Sit with the fear. Then rise. Ask yourself, what can I learn here? How can this moment strengthen me? Start small. Practice choosing growth in little moments. When things don't go your way, when people disappoint you, when fear creeps in. These are your training grounds. Because emotional resilience, just like success, doesn't arrive overnight. It's built moment by moment, decision by decision. And when your goals are clear and your emotional discipline is strong, there's nothing you can't overcome. Let this be your call to power. Define your vision, guide your emotions, and grow stronger through everything life throws your way. When something derails your day, a missed deadline, a disagreement, or a sudden obstacle, pause, breathe, recenter yourself. Don't rush to react emotionally. Instead, choose to respond with intention. Train your mind to seek the lesson before fixating on the loss, the growth before the grief. These moments, though small, compound over time. They're the building blocks of emotional mastery. Just as Walt Disney turned rejection into stepping stones, you too can transform pain into power. Emotional resilience isn't born in a single moment. It's developed through steady effort, daily awareness, and a deep commitment to becoming the strongest version of yourself. Never mistake setbacks for signs of failure. They're not there to destroy you. They're there to reveal you. They expose your depth, your strength, your resolve. Now consider Henry Ford. Raised on a farm in rural Michigan with minimal education and limited means, Ford didn't have privilege or access, but he had vision. He saw a world where every person could afford a car, and he made it his life's mission to bring that vision to life. It wasn't easy. Ford faced endless criticism and repeated failure, but his unshakable belief in that vision was his emotional anchor. His story isn't just about industry, it's about inner strength. Every time someone laughed at his ideas or dismissed his efforts, he didn't let their doubts become his own. Instead, he turned that doubt into fuel. That's emotional resilience, protecting your inner truth from the noise of the world. Ford didn't just build machines, he reshaped society because he never allowed external rejection to rewrite his internal narrative. That kind of emotional alignment with purpose isn't born of intellect alone. It comes from conviction. It's the kind of belief that can't be borrowed. It must be built. Your emotions are inseparable from your self-belief. They shape how you speak to yourself when no one is watching. The inner voice, the stories you repeat in your mind, determine whether you step forward with confidence or hold yourself back in fear. Confidence isn't some random gift. It's an emotion you build, a byproduct of the way you treat yourself. If your internal dialogue is full of doubt, criticism, and fear, your actions will echo that. You'll delay, you'll hesitate, you'll play small. But if your emotions are rooted in belief, if you remind yourself daily of your progress, your power, your worth, your actions will radiate clarity and courage. Every great achievement began with someone who believed in themselves before the world ever did. From inventors and scientists to creators and leaders, what they all had in common wasn't approval from others. It was belief, often illogical, frequently misunderstood, but always powerful. You have that same ability. You can rewrite your emotional story at any moment. Notice when self-doubt starts whispering. Don't fight it, acknowledge it, and then speak truth over it. You are capable. You are becoming. You are ready. Reinforce this truth with action. Speak affirmations. Write down your wins. Celebrate your strengths. Visualize your success like it's already real. These rituals don't just inspire you. They program your emotional foundation. The more you do them, the more confidence becomes your default state. Not just a fleeting mood, but a lasting mindset. Believing in yourself is not arrogance, it's respect. It's the recognition of the power you carry, even when the world hasn't seen it yet. And like Henry Ford, your belief may be the only thing standing between you and your breakthrough. Protect it, feed it, defend it with everything you have. Make the conscious decision today to bring your emotions into alignment with your greatness. Stop looking outward for permission to rise. You are the author of your emotional story. Write it with strength, with clarity, with purpose. And always remember, your belief sets the ceiling for your success. The more you believe in your ability to rise, the higher you'll climb. So raise your standard, trust your strength, and let your emotions serve your mission, not sabotage it. Success, after all, isn't just the product of strategy. It's deeply intertwined with passion. Passion is the force that gives meaning to your motion, the energy that transforms routine effort into remarkable achievement. It's not just a fleeting feeling. It's a sustainable source of power that brings purpose to your path. Without passion, even the best laid plans feel hollow. But with it, you'll attempt and accomplish what once seemed impossible. Look at Albert Einstein, a genius now, but once dismissed as slow and uninspired. He didn't fit into traditional schooling. He didn't shine in the classroom. But what he had that others missed was passion, a deep, burning curiosity for the mysteries of the universe. That passion overpowered every label, every doubt, every misunderstanding. Einstein didn't pursue physics out of obligation. He followed it with obsession. His passion wasn't a side note. It was the driving force behind one of the greatest scientific breakthroughs in human history. The theory of relativity wasn't born in a lab. It was born in a heart that refused to quit chasing wonder. That's what passion does. It ignites your emotions. It gives you resilience when failure strikes, clarity when others are confused, and joy even in the struggle. Passion doesn't just keep you awake with worry, it keeps you awake with purpose. It turns challenges into puzzles and setbacks into fuel. Without passion, life becomes mechanical, a loop of tasks, empty goals, and quiet frustration. But with passion, you come alive. You stop surviving, you begin to thrive. And passion isn't exclusive to artists or inventors. It belongs to anyone willing to ask the right question. What lights me up? What would I pursue even if no one noticed, paid, or applauded? Maybe it's building something, teaching, exploring, writing, leading, healing. Whatever it is, listen to it, follow it. Because when you work in alignment with your passion, your emotional power surges, your energy sharpens, your life expands. It's not the form that matters, it's the fire within. Once you uncover your passion, it deserves more than weekend attention or leftover time. It must become the heartbeat of your life. Don't treat it as an option. Let it become the center around which everything else revolves. Protect that fire. Guard it from doubt, from delay, from the distractions that dilute your energy. Feed it daily, with learning, with practice, with commitment. Because passion is the force that transforms ordinary work into extraordinary purpose. A person who writes to meet a deadline delivers words, but someone who writes with passion creates impact. A teacher working for a paycheck teaches facts. A teacher driven by passion transforms lives. It's not the task that changes, it's the emotion behind it. Passion is what turns action into legacy. Emotions are central to this transformation. When driven by passion, your emotions no longer compete with your goals, they align with them. Joy becomes your energy source. Frustration turns into a signal to improve. Curiosity becomes your internal compass. Even fear loses its edge when desire outweighs doubt. When passion leads, fear follows. But be ready to defend your passion. Not everyone will understand it. Some will question you, others may try to pull you off course. But your mission isn't for their approval, it's for your fulfillment. This is your path, your calling. And if you stay the course, your conviction will eventually silence doubt and inspire those who once doubted you. So today, make the choice. Reconnect with what makes you feel most alive, or begin the search for it with intention. Think back. When did you feel fully engaged, deeply present, entirely alive. What are the subjects or activities that make you lose track of time? What dreams keep returning to you, no matter how often you try to ignore them? These are emotional breadcrumbs, signs pointing you toward your true calling. Remember, passion is not a luxury, it's a necessity. It's not an extra. It's the emotional force that adds meaning to your goals and power to your pursuit. When your work, your purpose, and your identity align with passion, you become unstoppable. Let your passion take the lead. Let your emotions rise to match it, and watch your life begin to evolve into something truly remarkable. Because life never stays the same. It is always shifting, sometimes subtly, sometimes all at once. Circumstances change, people change, plans fall apart, and new opportunities appear when you least expect them. In such a world, the ability to adapt isn't optional, it's essential. And the true source of adaptability isn't mental or physical, it's emotional. That's where real flexibility lives. Charles Darwin, known for reshaping our understanding of evolution, expressed this truth in timeless words. It is not the strongest or the most intelligent who survive, but those who are most adaptable to change. And at the core of that adaptability is emotional resilience. Darwin's journey was not without resistance. His ideas were challenged, rejected, and ridiculed. But he didn't react defensively or give up. He responded with patience, reflection, and unwavering belief in his vision. That emotional flexibility, the ability to stay grounded amidst doubt, is what allowed his work to endure and reshape history. Now think about your own life. When the unexpected hits, a career shift, a failed plan, a lost opportunity, how do you respond? Do you spiral into frustration? Do you freeze, resist, or give up? Or do you pause, reflect, and shift your course? That moment, the space between what happens and how you respond, holds the power to shape your future. To build emotional adaptability, begin with awareness. When change hits, don't react. Reflect. Ask, what is this here to teach me? How can I respond in alignment with my values and vision? That simple shift can turn chaos into clarity. Then take it further. View every challenge as training. Adaptability, like any skill, grows through repetition. The more you lean into the discomfort, the stronger and more emotionally agile you become. Over time, what once threw you off balance will barely shake you. What once seemed disruptive will begin to feel like transformation. Being adaptable doesn't mean being aimless or weak. It means having a strong inner compass while allowing your external strategies to evolve. It means staying rooted in purpose, even as your path changes. Emotionally flexible people don't abandon their dreams. They bend without breaking. They pivot without losing direction. And in a world that's always shifting, that is a superpower. Whether you're navigating personal change, professional uncertainty, or global instability, emotional adaptability lets you stay centered, clear, and decisive. It turns challenges into tools. It helps you grow through what you go through. Practice this every day. When things go wrong, respond with curiosity. When people disappoint you, lead with understanding. When life doesn't go to plan, look for the lesson. These small emotional choices compound. They build a mindset that's unshakable. You may not control everything life throws your way, but you always control how you respond. And that response, more than any event, shapes your journey. As Darwin taught us, the most adaptable are the ones who thrive. And emotional adaptability is where that strength begins. So choose today to strengthen that skill. Let emotional flexibility be your compass through change, your anchor in uncertainty, and your secret to long-term success. The more you practice, the closer you come to unlocking your highest potential. Because learning never ends. Growth is constant, and emotional evolution, just like intellectual growth, is a lifelong journey. Every new lesson life presents is more than just information. It's an invitation to rise, to grow beyond the limits of who you were yesterday, to see the world more clearly, to feel more deeply, and to respond with greater wisdom. Few stories illustrate this better than the life of Andrew Carnegie. He arrived in America as a poor immigrant boy from Scotland, surrounded by hardship, and with every reason to surrender to struggle. But he chose differently. He chose to learn. He chose to grow. Books became his greatest mentors. Experience, his classroom. Knowledge was his ladder out of poverty. Carnegie believed deeply in the power of learning. He once said that a library outranks anything else a community can do to uplift its people. And he lived that truth, not just in words, but in action. Through relentless self-education, he rose to build the world's largest steel empire. His emotional discipline, shaped by hardship and informed by years of learning, gave him clarity in decision-making, strength in vision, and integrity in leadership. Learning is the root system of emotional maturity. Every new insight you gain stretches your perspective. It challenges assumptions. It strengthens empathy. It forces you to look inward, to recalibrate your reactions, and to expand your capacity for patience, compassion, and self-control. Each book you read, each mistake you reflect upon, and each lesson you absorb strengthens your emotional core. It sharpens your thinking, steadies your emotions, and builds the foundation for wise, consistent action. This is the quiet strength of learning. It transforms not just your intellect, but your character. Daily self-improvement is not optional. In a world that changes constantly, staying the same is a recipe for irrelevance. But growth doesn't come only from formal education. True learning is also found in listening intently, observing without judgment, reflecting with honesty. These two are sacred acts of knowledge. When you commit to lifelong learning, you train your mind to stay curious instead of critical, open instead of defensive. You begin to see failure as feedback, not as final. You recognize that every skill gained and every lesson understood is another tool added to your emotional arsenal. With each new understanding, your decision-making improves. You pause before reacting. You analyze instead of assuming. You choose your response rather than being controlled by impulse. Emotional intelligence, the ability to manage yourself and relate wisely to others, is not a fixed trait. It is forged in the fires of experience and fueled by the light of learning. This is how real success is built, not just the kind that accumulates wealth, but the kind that builds a life of depth, impact, and resilience. The kind of success that stands firm in crisis, uplifts others, and knows itself. Emotional maturity doesn't come from age or titles. It comes from deliberate, conscious growth. And that growth is always driven by a commitment to learn. So make learning your daily ritual. Let curiosity be your constant companion. Read, ask questions, seek out wisdom, embrace the lessons hidden in failure. With every new insight you gain, you aren't just becoming more knowledgeable, you are becoming more whole, more grounded, more powerful. That is the true promise of learning. That is the path to lasting success. And at the heart of that path lies something even more foundational: your mindset. A positive mental attitude is one of the greatest emotional powers you can cultivate. It doesn't just shape your mood, it shapes your reality. While you may not control every circumstance, you always control your perspective. And perspective is everything. Norman Vincent Peale brought this truth into the spotlight with his groundbreaking work, The Power of Positive Thinking. His message wasn't about blind optimism. It was about choosing a mental lens rooted in faith, resilience, and vision. He taught the world that your thoughts become your experience, that what you believe internally eventually shapes what you see externally. You are not defeated unless you believe you are, he said, and those words ring true today. Your emotions are deeply influenced by your internal dialogue. The way you speak to yourself determines whether you rise or shrink. Negative self-talk anchors you in fear and hesitation. Positive self-talk lifts you into clarity, courage, and creativity. The difference is real. A negative mindset drains energy and clouds judgment. A positive one unlocks focus, fuels motivation, and empowers action. It doesn't pretend problems don't exist. It simply chooses to face them with strength and hope. Positivity shifts your questions. Instead of, "Why is this happening to me?" you begin to ask, "What can I learn from this?" You stop blaming and start building. You stop retreating and start reaching. That shift in mindset creates a shift in emotional energy, from victimhood to victory. Begin with awareness. Pay attention to your thoughts. Are they lifting you or limiting you? Are they empowering or paralyzing? Choose to fill your mind with ideas, stories, and beliefs that build you up. Read inspirational material. Surround yourself with positive people. Speak to yourself with kindness and belief. These small, consistent habits shape your emotional environment and in turn shape your life. And positivity doesn't stop with you. It's contagious. Just as one person's negativity can drain a room, your optimism can energize it. Your mindset affects your team, your family, your community. Your positive energy becomes a spark, and others will feel it, draw from it, and grow because of it. Let your mindset be your legacy. Decide that no matter what you face, you will lead with faith, courage, and intention. Positive thinking won't erase pain, but it gives you the power to move through it. It gives you the strength to rise again and again. Every day you have a choice: to dwell in fear or to walk in belief, to speak defeat or to speak possibility. Choose the thoughts that serve your future, because when you cultivate a positive mental attitude, you don't just improve your life, you inspire others to rise with you. Let that be your mission. Let your light lead the way, because your emotions don't just shape your thoughts, they shape your habits. They are the silent architects of your behavior. And if they're left unchecked, they will build patterns of reactivity, inconsistency, and regret. But when guided with wisdom, emotions become your greatest allies in creating a purposeful life. Just look at Benjamin Franklin, a man of humble beginnings who became one of the most respected minds in history. Franklin understood something most overlook: the link between emotional discipline and daily habits.